So I was just barely alerted to the fact that Performant is an idea, having like Performant avatars, and it makes very good sense when you think about it even for like a second. It's just I normally try not to think about things for seconds. But even when you do little things like this, I've got my hand, and when I do grippies, my hand does like stuff, like clearly, right? But everybody in the whole entire world has to know that my avatar is doing that stuff, and they have to calculate me. And if I have fingers, that's like a lot of calculation in a weird way. It doesn't sound like very much. But in particular, when you're at Creator Jams and there's like 24 people all in the world, all making stuff, then even little calculations like what my hand is doing is kind of a lot, and every single person has to know what my hand is doing. So it's a good idea and it's good practice to have a Performant avatar for when you're in big building worlds, and then when you're just hanging out and you want to be a cutie patootie, then you can have your big full normal avatar that's got like my blue leg and all of my Performant, you know, like my hands and like my face tracking and stuff so I can smile. And it's important also to have a Performant avatar, but this is the only avatar that I even have. So I was talking with Medra, who is one of the big names in the Create sphere, but it's Medra, about like, oh. So I was talking with Medra because I know that the NeoFur, and in one of my other videos, I highlighted that there's an avatar creation station, which I said that would be cool to use, but I don't need that because I already have an avatar and I'm such a beautiful boy. But actually, I am going to use it after all to make a Performant version of my avatar so I can go back and build and feel good about not really being quite so fancy. That's just an important thing to have. So Medra opened up for me, or showed me at least, what this world is, and we're just going to swoop around real quick because it's a very simple world, and then I'll show you like how to get to it. And then we're going to make a cute little Boyo. It's going to be such a good time. But first, because this world is such a vibe, so we just have to look around real quick. So I grab the camera, and look at this. It's just, you just got your little Boyos, and they're all having such a fun little time, and they're hanging out, and they're so cute. And there's a few that are like right nearby we're going to look at. Right? Like, look. They're all just having such a good time, and they're all just hanging out, and I feel like hanging out too, but I can't because I'm such a complicated avatar right now. I have to go make a basic one, and then I can hang out with all of these really cool basic guys. So let's go do it. And so that's our little avatar station, and that's where we're going to be spending most of our time in this video. Oh, that's so cool. And real quick, before we can start, we have to understand and appreciate what a technological marvel I am, because I was worried about camera framing, because this station is like, I'm tall, but I want the whole thing in frame. I didn't know how to handle that, but there's a handy dandy way to handle that. On your context menu, one of the options is scaling. Let's bring this closer actually, so you can see just like with me. So scaling is enabled, and usually scaling is disabled. So I went to scaling is now enabled, and it's a little awkward to have to do, because scaling, that's just how you like make things bigger and smaller. You have to grabby it twice. And I put scaling is enabled on me. So I'm going to use my lasers, and I'm going to grab me twice, and oh, I'm going to scale me up and down. It's that easy. And I'm going to become nice and small, so I'm the right size for the avatar creator. And now we can be in a filming session together. And we're looking at the avatar creator, and I'm the size of the avatar creator. Scaling yourself is super easy in Resonite, and it's actually really fun to do. And I just kind of want to do it a little bit more, you know, I want to be itty bitty. You know, this is so fun. The world is so big from here. Okay, anyway, I'm done scaling myself. Let's make an avatar. I think that's the framing that I want to go with for now. My body tracking's a little bit off. Okay, should be good enough. Let's just go for it. And the first thing I want to do is try and get my fur color roughly approximate to what I have now, and I have never really played with this, so I'm just going to dink around with some options and see if I can get close, and then we'll kind of go from there. And I just spent a whole bunch of time trying to make a guy who kind of felt a little bit like me, but without like the spots and like have a very distinct color pattern and stuff that like this model I'm very precious with actually, because this does feel a lot like me. And I can't really get a really good close approximation, so now I'm just kind of gonna go wild and make one that just kind of, I don't know, sounds fun. I'm gonna go ahead and pretend that I'm super new and that I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I am super new, I don't know what I'm doing. But if it was my first time in Resonite and I just could customize my little guy, I'm just gonna make like a little guy. I'm not gonna try to make him look like anything because I think that's what's stopping me a little bit. I'm just gonna play around and have a little bit of fun with all these sliders now. Alright, it took a lot of doing, but I'm actually pretty happy with how this guy came out. We've got like a little bit of the purple influences, and that like comboed, like my fur is black, but then I've got a little bit of like the blue on the arm and stuff. So I think I did like okay there, and then I've got like the blue body a little bit, then you've got a little bit of pink, and we're gonna have to call that good enough. Definitely it's not me, but it's pretty close, and I actually kind of like this guy. We got the right colors. You know, I'm satisfied with them. So we are now going to finalize. Oh, goodness, he's right there. That is so easy. So all you do is go into your context menu, and you guys grabbing it and going equip avatar. And then just like that, I am such a cutie little patootie. Look at me being a cutie little patootie. I'm actually super happy with how I came out. I feel enough like myself to like be able to represent myself as a performant avatar. I'm happy with this Boyo, and he's not like my fancy free and fantastic little Boyo, but you know what? I look pretty. You know, I'll get a, you know, me and Phineas over here. You know, we do a good job, and we make some good videos, and we have some fun. But he's not performant enough for me. So I'm just gonna go around and do a little photo shoot, little photo op with all of these fun little guys, and then we'll close out the video. So let's just go take some pictures, I guess. Boyo. Yeah. Look at how well I fit it. Hey guys, what are we talking about? Cool.